Gentleman yields back. Now we'll recognize Mr. Fulcher from the state of Idaho. You're recognized for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam Secretary, thank you for being here today for your testimony. And I had a opportunity to hear your opening statement, and you made the statement that we need to outcompete China, and I agree with that. We do need to outcompete China. I would share from my perspective some of the policies of the administration, not directly due to you, but some of the policies of the administration don't necessarily agree with that. And I'll just give you one example, and that's the mandates on electronic vehicles as they're coming around now. While we're doing a mandate on electronic vehicles, or at least attempting to, we're simultaneously restricting access to their domestic supply chain for those electronic vehicles. Those same electronic vehicles we're trying to mandate the use of. And that, in my view, is kind of playing into the hands of China and where they are positioned. And I'll give you a specific example and then kind of move to our discussion point. But critical minerals is one of those things. We have critical mineral resources here in China, in the U.S., many of which are needed for the production of electronic vehicles and batteries and so on, but yet we have such restrictions on the access to those. And periodically, when we do get a permitting done, which is always an onerous process, then we have other issues. And that's where I kind of wanted to just get some dialogue going with you. We have a specific situation in my state of Idaho where there's a cobalt mine. It took years to get permitted. And magically, when it did, the market price fell through the floor. And the business person in me starts to take a look at that and peel that onion back, and all of a sudden, it appears that some foreign competition has magically lowered prices and increased supply, and they don't abide by the same rules that we do when it comes to environmental compliance. They don't abide by the same rules that we do when it comes to labor and the type of labor that is utilized. And so this is, I've kind of covered a lot of ground there, but I just wanted to get your dialogue there, some input. Is this something that you're watching? We need to outcompete China, but we're not playing by the same set of rules when it comes to a lot of these things. Other examples have been mentioned. I'm bringing up the issue of mining and the harvesting of critical minerals. Could I get your feedback on that?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for the question, and thank you for highlighting this issue. Back to what Representative Dingell said, I'm not sure people understand the implications of this. So lithium, cobalt, nickel, these are things that are primarily mined and processed not in the United States. We are far too dependent on China, which means they can do exactly what you just said. They can tank the spot price and hurt all U.S. businesses, or they could raise the price and take us hostage. To the extent that we have lithium, cobalt, et cetera, in the United States, we have to figure out how to access it. And so we are working hard on this. We also have to work with our allies. So for instance, the Philippines or Indonesia or Japan. These are allies, critical mineral rich, and we should try to figure out how do we work with Australia. Right? Australia is getting hurt by China and China's coercion, not playing by the rules. So while we work to figure out how to work with you in Idaho, Nevada has a lithium deposit. How do we access what's in the U.S.? We also have to work with our allies around the world to, create a club of allies so we can stand together against China's unfair, coercive practices. The only thing, and I'll work with you on it. I'd be happy to work with you on it. Come out to Idaho, we can talk about it. The exciting thing with, meeting climate change with EVs and such, and chips is exciting. It all depends on critical minerals. So electric vehicles, semiconductors, silicon, we are about to become batteries, lithium batteries. We're about to become more critical mineral reliant. And so the issue you raise is about to become so much more important, and we've got to get after it.
Well, I thank you for that, and I'll just close my comments because I'm out of time by saying we're some of these organizations that are trying to do this work, we put them through so much. The permitting process, another topic totally, but is so incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
And these organizations that are truly trying to be very respectful of the process and do so in a responsible fashion. So I will take you up on that opportunity to converse further. And thank you for your response. I yield back.